an expert in your field, or do you provide professional services and consultation? Do you have knowledge that someone would be willing to pay for? Do you know how to monetize that knowledge and turn it into a sustainable online business? You're not alone. Many professionals find it challenging to create a profitable online business around their expertise. But now, there's a solution. Subscribe to the Customer Skills Consultation app waitlist and download the Knowledge Monetization Toolkit, packed with practical strategies and real-world examples that will help you monetize your skills, knowledge, and create a sustainable online income. Whether you're a coach, consultant, author, speaker, teacher, or any other type of expert, this ebook will give you the tools and guidance you need to succeed. Don't wait any longer to monetize your knowledge. Join our waitlist now and take the first step towards creating a sustainable online income. Visit www.cashmyskills.com.
Okay, let me know if you can hear me. I'm just gonna see if we are live. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you're joining from. Thank you for dialing today. Thank you for joining me. I want to check that this is working. So if you are able to hear me, please put a message in the chat. Whether you're watching on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram. Okay, let me see. I think we're live on Instagram. Fantastic. So we're live on Instagram. I can see Instagram is live. This is good. Okay, cool. Let me check YouTube. All right. For those who have joined, I'm just going to bring up my slides. I'm not sharing slides. I'm not teaching or training or anything, but I want to put the topic on the screen. This is going to be the first of many series. Let me have a look. On LinkedIn, I think we are live as well. Oh, this is good. Okay, I can see people live on LinkedIn. Please use the chat if you have questions. You're going to have me for at least 30 or 45 minutes. But I want to be sure that the audio is coming out clearly and you can hear me. So let me test that people can hear me. Let's check on Instagram. If you can hear me on Instagram, please put a comment in the chat. Say hello, say hi. Let me know if you can hear me on Instagram, please. Say hello, say hi. Let me see. Okay, the comments should be coming through here. Or if you're on, okay, I think we're on YouTube as well. So if you are on YouTube and you can hear me, please say hi. Okay, today I want to talk about something very important that I believe a lot of people find valuable, but I want it to be an engaging conversation. Okay, I want it to be an engaging conversation. I can't see any comments, so I'm not sure if people can hear me. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's the first time we're doing this, so yeah, it's not it's not strange that we're trying to be sure that it's working. If you can hear me, please put a comment in the chat. I want to be certain that it's working. I want to be certain the tech is working. Okay, I can see somebody saying hello on LinkedIn. We can hear you. Oh, fantastic. All right, so you can hear me. Thank you, Ifunaya. All right, this is good. You can hear me. I love this. All right, and then I can see if now there. I put it. Okay, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. All right. Okay. I feel like the tech is now on my side. All right. So thank you for joining me from wherever you're dialing from. Um, thank you, thank you, thank you, Funaya, LinkedIn. Thank you, Taiwo on YouTube. I can see some comments also coming through from Facebook. Thank you. All right. Yeah, those are my people. Okay. So I want to talk about navigating career transitions. I haven't got slides, but I want us to have this conversation over like a series of sessions like this, maybe a couple of sessions, and I want to do more of this. Honestly, one of the decisions or promises I made for 2024 is to be more socially, to connect more socially with people. However, oh, it says tech is now loading. Okay, tech is now teching. Okay, I got it. Yeah. The tech is teching now. Thank you. Um, I told myself that I will do more connecting with people socially this year. But again, you know the way they say it, that when life throw you lemons, you make lemonades, right? So that's what I'm dealing with right now. I haven't been able to live up to that promise I made to myself, unfortunately. But it's still the beginning of the year. I mean, not beginning. This is almost the end of February, is it? Okay. So this is one of my attempts anyway to start living up to that promise of mine, which is to connect with more people, both physically and digitally, socially, actually more social stuff in 2024. So you're going to be seeing a lot of me, hopefully. Fingers crossed, this is the beginning of new things. And I hope it's fun. I hope we learn, and I hope we have a really good time together. This is an interesting topic because I'm going to be speaking from my own personal experiences when it comes to navigating career transitions. For those who don't know me, I mean, you probably maybe scroll through my profile on LinkedIn or whatever. You probably see that over the last 22 years, thereabout, 2 decades plus, I have been, working across different career disciplines, right? I mean, I'm privileged to have worked with so many amazing people across multiple sectors all over the world. And I think there are key lessons I want to start sharing based on those experiences that I've had. And some of the people who are maybe you're at the beginning of your journey, maybe you're still in school, you're about to graduate, or you've just started your career, you're thinking about where is this going. This is why I'm doing this, and I hope that some of the things that I will be talking about and sharing with you in this series will be valuable. But a little bit about myself. I qualified very early as a chartered accountant. In fact, qualified when I was 20 years old. So I celebrated my 21st birthday as a chartered accountant, qualified chartered accountant, way back, home in Nigeria. And I worked as an accountant for quite a number of years. I didn't do badly as an accountant. I worked in finance. I did work as an auditor. I practiced for a while. But then it quickly occurred to me as my career, progressed over the course of my early days, let's say the first 5 to 6 to 7, 8 years of my career working as an accountant, I began to feel a bit of unease around the fact that I didn't have a problem with being an accountant. However, I felt like there was a lot more to my potential, to the kind of things I'm able to do, than crunching numbers, than running balance sheets and trial balance and creating journals and posting journals and auditing and all that type of stuff, all the stuff accountants do, all right? So I started asking myself questions like, okay, if you're not doing this, what else would you be doing? One other skill that I think I have is I was able to I could sing, and I enjoy cooking as well, but those were not options at the time. So one of the things I did, which was very important to me, was I realized that I had a flair for technology. Um, whilst I was working as an accountant in my accounting days, tech was always part of my journey. I'll tell you how. Um, in my early days as an accountant, I always find myself working as an accountant. However, I would always, be involved in the tech side of accounting, where we're talking about accounting softwares, accounting solution, installing, creating accounting systems and setting up accounting units, all that type of stuff. The entire, tech side of accounting was just really, really natural. It comes to me very naturally, and I enjoyed it. So that led me on a journey, and luckily for me, I would say privileged. I was quite blessed to work with great people and to work with in great organizations where my bosses or the people who I'd worked with, they were not people that would maybe they didn't cage my potential. Even though I was an accountant, I remember one of my bosses then. It wouldn't say if I want. It wouldn't stop me from getting involved with technology projects or even getting myself involved working with engineers and all that type of stuff. So that gave me the opportunity to express the other side of myself that probably I wasn't quite, let me put it, professionally trained for, if I could say that. I didn't study engineering or anything like that, but it came naturally, and I learned it on the job. So moving on, I was able to transition myself from just doing pure accounting to now focusing on accounting solutions and technology side of accounting. One of the things I did then at the time, I remember, was I got involved in a project where I was the end user accountant and support, senior user support for an SAP implementation many years ago, many years ago. I was working with the SAP consultants, and I was making sure that whatever solution or implementation they were doing was actually working correctly, because I had the business knowledge. I understood the processes within the organization. I was the accountant, lead accountant to the organization. So for me, I was the one to say, yes, this worked. No, this did not work, or this doesn't work, and all that type of stuff. So I was able to marry the world of, the business side of things and the technology side of things very seamlessly. I became the bridge between, very quickly, the bridge between the SAP engineers or the consultants and the functional consultants and whatnot, and the developers, and people within my own organization who were accountants, receivables, payables, sales, marketing, all the other purchasing, procurement, all that stuff. So wearing that hat made me the easy connect to help the consultants to connect with the business people, bringing solutions that meet the need of the business, and the business validating that whatever solution they brought to them actually worked. I don't know if that makes sense. So that was one of my bridges that was able to create that connection, moving away from core accounting or financial services or reporting and all that type of stuff into the technology space. So before I move on to talk about the other part of my journey, I want to quickly pick up a few lessons from there, right? And one of the lessons I want to pick up from there is understanding your strengths and capabilities. I would say by reflection. It's important that you need to ask yourself questions at each point in time, especially when you think that there is more to what you are capable of. All of us have this feeling about, purpose. You have this feeling about my career and my job. And people struggle because, yes, you have to meet end needs, you have to, pay the bills. At the same time, you also don't want to miss out on your life's purpose. You also don't want to miss out on the ability to connect with others. You don't want to miss out on your ability to impact, generations, or impact lives and be a blessing to others. Okay. So it's important that, I'm going to sip some water. I would say it's important that you understand your strengths, understand what you're capable of. For me, in those early days, it was, listen, I trained as an accountant. I was good at it. I did well. I didn't do badly. However, I also had a flair for tech. I could count many examples where, even working as an accountant, I leverage on technology to make my accounting work, for my clients or for my company, a lot smoother. So self-reflection, one. Two, the second point I made here is understanding your own capabilities. Now, before I move on, I want to talk about the other part of my career, where, making that transition. I want to talk about the ability to make that. But please, if you have questions, need to know how to track this. But if you have questions, put your questions in the chat, or if you have anything you want me to address as I go through this important topic, please put it in the chat, and I will definitely come to you. Okay, now, so I have pivoted from an accountant to, like I said, a business analyst, supporting an SAP implementation, as I just said. And then from there, I have also found myself pivoting from from a business analyst to change management, right? And then I have pivoted from pure change management to project delivery, right? So I will talk about that in a moment. But it's important that you understand the seasons and the times in your career. Let me put it this way. In simple terms, you need to be able to tell at each point in time where your career is heading, at least in the foreseeable 2 to 3 years. I'm not saying 5 years. People talk about what's your 5-year career plan, all of that. It's okay, people, but I don't buy it. Okay, but at least the next 2 to 3 years, you should have a picture in your mind where you want to be or what you want to achieve. Then you can have a very big dream or goal about the next 10 years or the next 5 years, but something that can give you an immediate actionable plan is the next 6 months to 18 months at least, so that you can begin to take action along those lines. So that's something that's really helped me. Now, let me talk about how did I move myself transition from accounting to, for example, to business analysis, then to maybe delivery, and then to product, and then to even change management, now to leading, a startup and leading people in the UK. One of the things that I want to talk about is, don't be afraid to share. If you are, let's say, for example, you're working as an engineer, or you're working as, I don't know, whatever it is you're doing, but you also know very well that you have a skill or a capability, or what's the word I'm looking for? Or you have more to offer. Let me put it that way. Yeah, more to offer beyond your day job, your 9 to 5. Okay. One of the things that I believe can be super, super helpful is, don't be afraid to share. Okay, don't be afraid to share. And when I say share, don't be afraid to connect with people that will benefit from that skill or that capacity of yours, and share and give to them from what you are able to do. Is one of the very, very important ways to navigate career transition. Especially if you find yourself in this time and age where, there's a lot of talk about side hustles, you want to make extra income, you want to have multiple sources of income and all that type of stuff. That is not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is you have a day job, or you have a normal job, you have a 9 to 5 or whatever, 5 to 9, whatever that is, or you have a business, whatever. But you also know that you have extra skill that has the ability to meet the needs of other people. Maybe not necessarily in the direct field where you are employed as a job, right? What I'm saying is, don't let the 9 to 5 stop you from tapping into your capability to share with the people who will benefit from your other skill. Okay? If you have questions, please put them in the chat. Put them in the chat. Now let me explain to you how I did that. Many years ago as well, many years ago, I used to I love to train. So that's the other thing I enjoy doing. I love teaching. I love helping people to navigate. I love to simplify like complex things, kind of just keep them super simple, right? I that kind of just gives me energy. It gives me energy. Like if I see something and I know that this thing could be done in a simpler way, I want to do that. I want to simplify it. All right. So I have that knack for breaking things down into very very small components that we can. Okay, what is a big, humongous thing we want to do? What can we do now, and what can we do tomorrow? Right, as opposed to waiting until we do the whole thing. So I thrive on that. Now, why am I saying this? Many years ago, one of the things I used to do is I used to train people, because in my day job, I was working as an accountant, and on the side, on a weekend, I remember on the streets of Lagos Island, or Lagos Island in Igboshere in Lagos, I used to run training sessions on accounting packages like Peachtree, Dark Easy, Sage, SAP, and people would come to my classes. To learn about, for example, how to implement or how to install Peachtree, how to use Peachtree, how to use Dark Easy, how to use Sage. And some of those sessions, some of them were paid, some of them were not paid. But the bottom line is, I was not afraid to share from my wealth of knowledge in that area outside my regular 9 to 5. I don't know if that's making sense. I do a lot of coaching now. I do a lot of training. I mentor so many people. And I think that I have picked up that capacity, that skill, as a result of those engagements and those activities that I used to do. I'm talking 15 years ago, teaching people literally every weekend on how to do the things that I was able to do. That was outside my regular day job. Of course, there's a connection there, because, of course, it has to do with accounting systems and solutions and whatnot. So what I'm trying to say in essence is, don't box yourself by the fact that you have a day job. If it means that you have to share and give value for free, honestly, you are building yourself up and you are increasing your capacity by sharing. You can only get better by sharing. All right? You can only get better by sharing. Okay? So that was something that super helped me. The other thing I want to talk about is when you are navigating career transitions, it's important that you identify people who are like in that field already, doing the things that you want to do. Okay? And connect with them. This saying in the Bible that talks about, if you walk with the wise, you'll be wise. I like that. I think it applies to so many aspects of our daily lives. You are how do they say it? So if you say show me your friends, and I will tell you who you are. So it's essentially, if you are trying to transition or navigate to a new career path, it's important that you find yourself in the company of people who are already doing that thing that you are planning to do. Okay? Okay, let me say that again. If you are trying to navigate to a new career or a new skill area, it is important that you spend time in the company of the people who are already doing what you are trying to do. People who are already on the journey that you are about to, or you are just starting. All right. Again, I will reference my own experience. In my days of, I talked about doing accounting and then becoming a business analyst and leading SAP implementation and all that type of stuff. You see, one of the things I did was I became very good friends with all the SAP guys around me at the time. Some of them are still my friends till today, right? We became good friends that even after I decided to, start my own business and all that type of stuff, we still did business together. Because based on the relationships and the work that we've done together in the past. I don't know if that makes sense. So what I did was I became their very good friends. We'll go for lunch together. We will hang out weekends. We'll hang out evening after work. Because I was an accountant. They were already doing the SAP work. I wanted to move into technology because I think it's another area of myself that I had not really fully explored or maximized, right? Not because I want to be like them, no, but I wanted to tap into that capability within myself and explore that part of me, and see what I could make of it. So I became their friends. And as a result, of course, of being their friends, then naturally, I remember our conversations got into, writing SAP exam certifications. Because I'm friends with them, they would tell me, oh, this is what I did, this is how I did it, this is who I spoke to, this is who I spent time with, this is where I learned it. And naturally, I passed my own SAP certifications. I became an SAP consultant. Just like that. Well, I said just like that, but you know what I mean. Spending time in the company of the people who are already doing what I am about to do or what I just started doing. Okay, so whatever that is, whatever that means to you in your area, I don't know what your skill is or what you're trying to dabble into or what you're trying to test out. I would say just take it. Try and find the people who are already doing what you're trying to do and just spend time in their company. Now, I could spend a lot of time talking about, mentoring, relationships, how to identify your mentor or how to mentor other people or how to build. When I say spend time in their company, the world is remote. This time I was even, it wasn't remote or anything like that. We were all physically working together. But it's even better now, now you have YouTube channels, you have Instagram, you have Facebook. The world is so globally connected that what I'm even describing is a lot easier than it was at the time. Does that make sense? So if you find yourself trying to, and this is something this is something I've noticed. Sorry, I'm just checking the mind. This is something I've noticed, not just about myself. I've seen a lot of people that I have coached, whether it's BAs or Scrum Masters or product people. One of the things, or one of my own methods of coaching, is to throw you into that scenario that you're trying to become. I'm not going to spend time dumping the theories on you and running PowerPoint slides and all. The best way to learn something is to do it. And that takes me to my next point. Do it. Just do it. Yeah. So if you can hear me, please type in the chat. Just do it. If you can hear me, I want to see your comments in the chat. My comments from let's have a look. My comment from Facebook. Oh, I can see comments from YouTube. Wherever you're watching from anyway, put in the chat, just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Okay? Swim in the ocean. Thank you, Ifunaya. I like that. Swim in the ocean. Just do it. Okay? If you are trying to navigate, spending time to think too much and analyzing is not going to give you the results that you're looking for. The best way to learn is to do it. So if you are afraid or you are worried or you are trying to move into a new career, start small. Okay? Start with a little thing and say, okay, I am trying to start. Oh, thank you, Damilola. Yeah, just do it. Just do it. Fantastic. I can see your comments coming through. Just do it. Just do it. I like that. You know, and that is Nike's trademark, isn't it? Just do it. Now, I was talking about starting small because, you know, just when we talk about just doing it, it's also important to talk about how do I do it? How do I take that leap of faith? Or how do I start? Okay. I would say start with what you know, start with who you know, and start from where you are. Okay. Start with what you know. Okay. Because you're not going to have everything figured out like from the get-go. Never. Okay. You're not going to know everybody that you need to know in that industry or in that space from the get-go, right? You're not going to have all the resources that you need in order to function in that space from the get-go. So my charge to you in making that navigation is start with what you know, start with who you know, and start from where you are. Okay? Very, very simplify it, break it down. Don't go looking for all the big audience until you have, you know, an audience like that big influencer or somebody who is doing that thing in a very amazing way. Or let me give you an example of one of the things that I did personally, my personal experience. Still talking, in fact, I've only talked about the early parts of my career. I wanted to talk about so many, which is why I think we're going to need a lot more series to do this. One of the things that happened to me when during that phase of my career, trying to, you know, find that sweet spot between my knowledge of the business, accounting, finance, operations, logistics, all supply chain, all that stuff that I was doing, all the great stuff I was doing, having qualified as an accountant and working and all that type of stuff. One of the things that I found that happened as a result of just doing it, when I started connecting and found where I wanted to, you know, my next step in my journey, what happened was I did not desire to work in the company where those guys were working. Let's be very clear. So I told you that I became friends, or I found myself in the company of the people who were already doing what I wanted to do in terms of my next step in my journey, right? But my goal was not to go and look for a job where they were working. I remember some of the guys working for KPMG, PwC, and some SAP consultancy at the time. I wasn't even interested in all of that, right? My focus was, listen, I know that based on what I have seen you guys do with me, and I was the one that was passing and validating what you were doing, I know I can do this and I can do it better. But you guys do it and you're doing it well, and I want to learn from you. And you know what happened? When the day I passed my my first SAP certification. That same week, I got an offer from a company that had hired, or one of my friends at the time was working for. I wasn't planning to. I just got a call to say, "Oh, I heard you called, you certified or whatever. Do you mind talking to us? And I've got a project. I need someone to jump on it." Blah. I just wanted to upgrade myself, upskill myself, navigate, to another type or another phase of my career. It wasn't like I was looking for work. I'm not looking for a job, but the job came looking for me. I don't know if I'm making sense to you. The job came looking for me because I just did it. I connected with the guys who were already there, and I took that first step of saying I want to learn it, and I learned it, and that was it. All right. So start from where you are. Start with who you know already, and start with what you have. Okay. So that's my next step. If you have questions, or if we are dealing with, or you have specific questions relating to this, please feel free. Again, put them in the chat. I can see this is working, and I'm loving it because I can see comments coming through from LinkedIn, from Facebook, from YouTube, from everywhere. So I'm enjoying myself. I've got a couple more minutes, and I want to cover a few more points for you guys. Okay, now I want to talk about flexibility. You see, I just talked about the fact that don't spend too much time trying to analyze and trying to figure it all out upfront when you're trying to navigate, especially when you're trying to make a career transition. Flexibility is important, and flexibility for me not only has to do with being flexible in terms of understanding when when you are trying to make that transition, and flexing yourself around. For example, you have a 9 to 5 and you want to create something for yourself, maybe a 5 to 10 or whatever it is. But I'm even talking about flexibility in terms of your mindset, right? And the word I will use to describe the kind of flexibility I'm talking about here is adaptability, right? It's super important. Be adaptable. You cannot say that you want to make a career transition and you insist that you are not going to change, or you are not going to bend maybe your personality, or your I don't know, your who you are, whatever. You need to have a mindset that is ready to learn. You have to drop the ego, right? This is super important. Drop the ego, be humble, and allow yourself to be flexible, to be adapt to your new transition. This is where a lot of people struggle. You'd maybe trained as I don't know, whatever you trained in your BSc, and then your degree or whatever, and you're working in that space, maybe a full-time job or whatever, and you find yourself having to make a transition into a new field, and you are bringing the mentality, you are bringing the mindset of what you're doing in your 9 to 5 into your new space. You might need to make some adjustments there. You might need to know that, listen, this is a new field. I'm ready to learn, so I need to soft pedal, allow myself time to grow. Okay, and that is where adaptability comes in. Be adaptable to your new environment, to your new way of working, to your new discipline, to the new people you're working with, to the new clients you're going to be engaging with, to your new audience who are going to be, getting value from what you're able to do. Okay, so be adaptable. Be adaptable. Now, one thing I have found is that a lot of people say that this is who I am, and I want to work in this field, and I cannot change, or I cannot adapt. Or not everybody can adapt. We are human beings, so please cut all of that, remove all of that from your vocabulary. That change is the only constant thing in life. All of us are changing every day. Your biology, your body chemistry is changing. Your life, outward living, everything is changing. Look at me talking to people from different parts of the world. I mean, the world is changing and very fast at that, right? Your life will change every day, every minute. So change should be okay. Be okay with change, right? So don't be one of those people that say, "No, this is who I am. So because this is who I am, I cannot bend, or I have to do." No, no. If you are, especially if you are just starting in a new space or in a new field, right? Allow yourself time to grow. When you become a master of the craft, when you become a master of it, you can choose, you can decide how you want to play your card. You can choose, you can decide who you want to play with. You can choose, you can decide when you choose or when you want to play. But when you are in the early days of your journey of this new phase, and it doesn't really matter, and when I'm talking about, this kind of change and flexibility, I'm talking about this because I know many of us will struggle when it comes to things, especially if age is not so much on your side. So psychologically, you are almost already defeated before the journey even starts. Okay? So it's important that you allow yourself that space, give yourself the breathing room to say, I am just starting. It's okay for everything not to be okay. I don't know if I'm making sense. It's okay for me not to get everything right. Right? And if there is people around you, that's why I said it's important to spend time in the company of the people who are already doing this thing, whether reading their book, following them on social media, joining their master classes, or joining their clubs, or becoming a part of their ecosystem, whatever it is you have to do. Bottom line is, because if you allow yourself to be nimble, to be adaptable, to be flexible, right? Ready to, like somebody said in the chat, thank you, unlearn and relearn, right? If you allow yourself, you see happen is you are able to absorb the energy, the positivity, the lessons, the growth from the company of the people who are already doing this thing you're trying to do. But if your mind if you already created a barrier in your mind to say, this is my this is the bar, you either meet me here or no, or nothing happens, then you've already created a gate automatically that will not allow you space to grow. Okay, it will not allow you space to grow. All right. Something I want to talk about very quickly, and you see, I talked about it early part, and I'm going to come back and do more of this. Like I said, as many of you already know, Join Momentum is a digital skills and venture accelerator. So if you are and this is what we do, all right. So it's important that we're really talking about this. Over the course of my career, I have helped hundreds and thousands of people to navigate career transitions, especially into technology. Right? So you'll probably see a lot of my videos or a lot of content on Join Momentum YouTube or on my LinkedIn page or anywhere. And why I'm saying this is that the method that I just shared with you, some of the principles and some of the nuggets that I've shared with you today are actually the underpinning principles that we adopt in our delivery framework at Join Momentum. Right? A lot of people will say, I want to become a business analyst. I want to become a software engineer. I want to become a designer. You've learned, you don't need me to teach you the basics, because to a degree, you have learned the discipline. Maybe you have done the undergraduate, or you have done a certification, or you have done some sort of training, or I don't know, whatever it is. But you know that there's something missing. You are not able to, get into that space and unlock that potential within yourself that you know is there. Right? So what we do in Join Momentum is we will take you and everything you know and the ones you don't know, and we will put you inside the laboratory, so to speak, where you actually need to do the things that are aligned with what you are trying to achieve. So, for example, if you are trying to become a business analyst like myself, we'll put you in a project and say, work as a business analyst. And I have seen this work, honestly, many times. It has worked many times for many people, because people learn so fast, so quick when they have to do something than when you are telling them what to do. Am I making sense? So please, if you find yourself in a situation where maybe you need help with career transition, you can see the scroll at the bottom of the screen there. You can schedule a free consultation. It's no obligation. Speak to my team, and let them give you some sort of advice. We run two massive programs that are really, really good for, especially for skills accelerator. We have the Global Digital Internships, which is program tuition of £5,000, right? But we decided that we will sponsor people we feel are meeting certain criteria 100%. So we invest that £5,000 equivalent in you to unlock that potential. Honestly, it has been an amazing experience, right? And then there is the Career Accelerator Placement, same £5,000 equivalent, 6 months coaching program that unlocks whatever area of technology that you want to work for you by doing it, by working with people every day remotely in a very flexible, enjoyable, fun way, without nobody killing you or coming after you or shouting on you or dumping slides on you or doing that by PowerPoint. All of that. No, it's not all of that nonsense. It is actually you doing the work and you feeling proud and you feeling very confident that I did this. I was a part of this. That is what we are talking about. And that's meaningful work and that's purposeful work. So the Career Accelerator Placement one is a sister equivalent of the Global Digital Internship. The only difference, though, is that it is not 100% sponsored. It is 70% sponsored. I think we're trying, isn't it? So if we are sponsoring you 70% of £5,000, we expect you to self-sponsor yourself for the remaining 30%. That's how it works, really. And yeah, I think we are recruiting currently. We are in a second cycle of recruitment in 2024. So if you're looking for work or you're trying to transition in the tech, you're trying to build a career, trying to get a job, well, we have jobs waiting for you. So come work with me, come work with us. I mean, when I say work with me, maybe not directly, but you work with so many great people every day that you would love it. You would love it. You would love it. Okay. Last point for the day, take home point. Take home point. Take home point. Somebody, if you're still there, say take home. I want to give you one more pointer before I go. Take home pointer. If you can still hear me, say take home. Please put in the chat, take home. So let's do take home point. I'm waiting for you to put in the chat if you can still read me. Let's do one last point. Before I tell you what the last point is, I want you to put in the chat, take home point, take home. Take home, take home. Yeah, thank you. Damilola Daniels, take home. So we are taking this last one home. Let's take this last one home. And I can see the comment from Damilola Daniels, so that one is good. So let me talk about it. This one is, maybe you already know it, you're already practicing it. It is for you to stay positive and persistent. Stay positive and stay persistent. Navigating new careers can come with its own, frustrations. If you're applying for a new job, for example, maybe you get a lot of unfortunately's, right? It's all part of the experience. It's all part of the growth. It's all part of the process. So it's important that your mindset is right. So you've got to stay positive and stay persistent, right? And this comes from a place of confidence, right? A place of confidence. And I say confidence, confidence in the fact that I know what I want, I know where I'm going, and I know what I'm asking for. Okay? So please, if you are trying to make career transition into a new space, don't let the negatives put you off. Make up your mind and be confident that I can do this no matter the number of no's that I get, no matter the number of setbacks that I get, no matter the number of times I fall down, I will land on my back and I will get up again. Right? Nobody is promising that change is easy. Nobody is promising that navigating the career transition is going to be a smooth walk in the park. But the most important thing is that when a man knows where he is going, the world steps aside for him. Okay? So it doesn't matter that today you are sending those applications and you are getting rejections after rejections. My charge or my take-home charge for you is stay on it. Stay positive and be persistent. Okay? Keep going, keep going, keep going. Keep knocking those doors in your new space, in your new career. Keep telling yourself you've got it. Even if everybody's telling you, no, 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 unfortunately, sorry, whatever they are saying, move on, dust yourself, move on to the next. Stay positive and stay persistent. That is my take-home charge for you today. I have said a lot of things, and I hope you have found this session very useful. If there's anything you would like to cover in this series, this is navigating career transitions. I mean, I don't want to promise anything because my schedule is crazy. I've literally had to pull myself up to be able to do this today, and I'm so happy. I'm so excited that we've done it. I was putting together slides and whatnot. I thought, no. Let's have a chat. Let's keep it real. So if there's anything you want me to talk about, if you're trying to make a change right now, you're dealing with maybe pressure, or maybe you're just tired of the unfortunately, you're just tired of the rejections, please reach out. Send me a DM. Let's have a chat about it, okay? Again, like I said, as part of you staying positive and staying persistent is if you find yourself in a company or you have people who, if you find yourself in the midst of people who are not going where you're going, you are really setting yourself up for frustration. That's super important, right? If you're in the company of people that are not going where you're going, they cannot see your future with you. You need to change your, anyway, I've talked about it. I don't want to flog it. We can come back and talk about it. So it's important you are in the circle of people who are already doing what you want to do, so that your frustration is less. Are you with me? All right. Thank you so much. I want to give a big shout out before I go to members of my team at Joy Momentum. Honestly, I have the best team in the world, guys. I am proud to say it, and I'm going to shout it at the top of the world. Everybody in Joy Momentum is amazing. Honestly, I am so blessed to work with people from all over the world, from different countries, in Europe, in Africa, in Asia, everywhere. People come through the doors, and it's just an amazing experience to know you guys. And of course, to make this possible, to make this happen, trust me, guys, I wouldn't do this by myself. But when you have a solid team behind you, honestly, you know that you can move mountains. And that is one of the things that make me proud of the work that we're doing in Joy Momentum. So I want to give a shout out to my team. I love you guys. Let's keep up the energy. Let's keep making impact. And I'm sure in no time, the world is going to hear about us, because we are here for real to stay. All right. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. It's been a really nice conversation. I've enjoyed myself, and I hope to come back to you again very soon, very shortly, And like I said, my team, they're going to make it happen. So keep your eyes peeled, stay persistent, stay positive, and I'll see you sometime soon. Have a good night, everybody. Take care.
Are you an expert in your field, or do you provide professional services and consultation? Do you have knowledge that someone would be willing to pay for? Do you know how to monetize that knowledge and turn it into a sustainable online business? You're not alone. Many professionals find it challenging to create a profitable online business around their expertise. But now, there's a solution. Subscribe to the Customer Skills Consultation app waitlist and download the Knowledge Monetization Toolkit, packed with practical strategies and real-world examples that will help you monetize your skills, knowledge, and create a sustainable online income. Whether you're a coach, consultant, author, speaker, teacher, or any other type of expert, this ebook will give you the tools and guidance you need to succeed. Don't wait any longer to monetize your knowledge. Join our waitlist now and take the first step towards creating a sustainable online income. Visit www.cashmyskills.com.